Internet. This is Zed with ZedX's Gaming. And welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, Realm Reborn. Let's play with Zalcan. In our last episode, we finished our first two dungeons, and looking like we're going towards the third dungeon. We do have some class quests to come back to and get caught up on, but we're going to go ahead and work towards the third dungeon in the main quest. And the reason is because at the end of that dungeon, we open up our banking abilities, which are very, very important. So, let's get started. Hi, Mom. Welcome back, Zalcan. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deep Croft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. You've made such a habit of succeeding that it's difficult not to take your talents for granted. Rest assured, however, Mother is impressed, even if she isn't surprised. Lord Leywin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become even a more common occurrence within our fraternity of late, times being what they are. The guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for the able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate a point. Liavine? Avir's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he'd still be alive. Edda sniff, but I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. How many healers end up saying that? Edda sob. He shouldn't have been so hard pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Peo-reo. Bah. To hell's with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving. And it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. Damn. That's harsh. Liavine. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avir's head. What? Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it, but for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, all right? She's carrying Avir's head. Wait, don't leave me alone, please. I'm so sorry, Avir. Please forgive me. Mother Mune, scenes like this have become all too common. That makes 12 times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventurers of your experience. I could send men like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ul'dah. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in this task, say the word, and I will be glad to share the details with you. Well, of course, Mom, it's part of the main quest. Why wouldn't I do it? Let's see. Oh, they give me both of that. Now, just as a side note, for those people who really get into story, that little group of people right there, of adventurers, Edda actually becomes her own little side quest later on in the game. And I don't know if you picked up, but those adventurers were actually standing outside of Sashtasha. I never even noticed it before. When we ran Sashtasha, they were standing outside Sashtasha having an argument. And I don't remember if they were anywhere near the other dungeon, but I thought it was interesting that they, you know, they went so far with the story to actually include them, you know, standing over by the entrance when you're running the other dungeon. All right, let's keep talking to Mom here. So you're not adverse to taking a little trip? Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request came to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. Once you arrive, speak to Mamodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you'll pull through unscathed. Now off you go, Zalkan, and good luck. Alright. So let's head over to Ul'dah. And we'll go talk with Momodi. There she is. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now. If you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Judging by your determined expression, I take it you ain't here for ale. Are you called Zalkan by any chance? Miyun sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. Hey, I'm flavor of the month. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all this way to listen to me prattle. Doubtless you are eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? Yes, let's talk business. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. Papa Shan, God's almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you wouldn't be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Shan. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So this strapping young lad is the much lauded adventurer, is he? Marvelous, marvelous. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. I am Papa Shan, formerly of the Sultan Sworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Mayhap you'd like to appraise Zalkan of his mission. Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at A & Sons Mineral Concern. I'm not saying that. It relates to an unfortunate development at the Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. Oh, good. These giants are of the clan known as the Hecaton. The H's. Hey, I could maybe get some H's and take them back to that other guy in Limsa. Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities at the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? In other words, they've been trapped down in a mine for 300 years? You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the H's to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But, as is often the way of such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the H's, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed. And that makes them a danger to us all. There'll be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Hey, sure. God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell Mines are in western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Ah, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of A. & Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell Mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Painted Mesa. Well, hey. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You got guts, mate. I just hope you got skills to go with them. Because things ain't pretty down there. The H's have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second Ool dynasty was still young. It was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would have never thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Alright. So... let's go this way. We now need to get to Copperbell Mines. So we need to go... We need to go to Horizon, which we're not attuned for. Which means we're hoofing it. Unless... Let's see. Let's go check the porter. I don't remember whether or not the porter... I don't think the porter can go to some place we haven't been. I think you have to go there first. But let's check anyway. go, Horizon. I did go to the right place, didn't I? Yes, it did. Okay. This bird isn't exactly following the road. So that's where we're going. So we'll come in here and oh, okay. So looks like this portal is already activated, I guess, because it's one of the first little towns. So we'll tune to the Aether 8 so we can always get back here. And now off to Copperbell Mines. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We are here to ensure that its efforts are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the H's? I didn't think that Papashan would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The Giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only been a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. Copperbell Mines now accessible. Okay. So, let's do what we did before. We're gonna sign up for Copperbell Mines, and I'll go ahead and pause the recording while we're waiting, and then I'll unpause when we get in. And I will see you there. Let's see. Average wait time, 10 minutes. Okay. Alright. Our dungeon has popped. Go ahead and skip the cutscene. And focus target on the paladin. This we got white mage and a monk. Alright, let's wait to see what the... Oh, the tank can't pull past this door. Got it. the tiny key. And everybody get on board. Oh, good. We have a dancer. Oh, I shouldn't have attacked, should I? Alright, let's see how far he's gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna guess he's gonna keep running here, and he did. Let's see if he stops down here. Alright. Oh, I got an achievement to crush your enemies. I think that's killing a certain number of monsters. He's probably going to grab this group and keep running. Yep. And if you go far enough, you don't even have to fight them, they reset. No? Okay. I'm not going to reset. Go ahead and AoE him down. Okay. And the first boss. He's got some AoEs to dodge, but... Oh, that's right. We're going a little pattern here. Been a while since I ran this place. There's no avoiding that attack. Okay, greed and greed. I should have been pelotoning earlier. Pelotoning is the speed boost that archers get. A couple other classes get it as well. Machinist. Dancer. It only works outside of combat. So that didn't work. You have to kill all these monsters to get them to drop stuff you need for the blasting device. And the tank pulled the monsters so far out of the rooms, they reset. So I'm not sure we're going to get the stuff we need. Maybe we will. Alright. There's also a chest over in that room on the left that we missed, but... You can tell this is one of those, oh my god, we gotta finish the dungeon in 15 minutes groups. Alright, this guy's pretty easy to deal with. He just dodges AoEs. Stay away from the green blobs. Away from that. And we got a level. Okay, let's see. He's gonna pull this group and keep running down the middle. Yeah. And he's gonna keep going over to the wall. So we're gonna wait and see what happens here. Okay. That is the aggressive pull of this room. Although he really didn't take a lot of damage. I expected him to get lower quicker. And he's going the wrong way. Let's take out the big guy. Okay, I'll go ahead and skip that. Alright, final boss time. Okay, this is get near him. We will get away from him. Yep. Oh, forgot about that. And this is getting near him again. Alright, so this is the final boss. I am not the melee, so I'm not going to worry about the limit break. We didn't need it anyway. Accommodation, we'll give it to the healer. Well, but the healer left. Okay, we'll give it to the tank. Well, are you going to roll? Oh, there we go. Okay, Copperbell Mines, done. Report to Painted Mesa, back in Ola. Okay. Oh, hey, I received a commendation. I guess the tank ran out of people to accommodate. Painted Mesa. Okay. I forget what this little scenario is. Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ul'dah will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papashan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodai. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. No? Obnoxious merchant. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. But please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this. Paid for it with my own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat. Much less a choice cut of dodo. Is dodo really a choice cut? Going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. Seems like a nice guy. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades. You know, help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. That's pretty low. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 as me witness. Please, adventure, help me, I beg o' ye. I swear on my mother's grave, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat my children to a decent meal. And who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? Had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. Oh, I see. It's combat time. Well, he's not doing any ground effects, so... guys are going to join in, huh? Alright, fine. No problem. I ain't getting paid enough for this? Hey, where the hells do you think you're going? Thank ye, kind adventurer. Thank ye, Thraceover. I swear there were more refugees than when last I looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes. Problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in other cities? The talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does. But I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire, patrolling the streets for riffraff? May well come to that. Impoverished and as desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what the place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all the refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your Dodo tenderloins, guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. So that was the woman we were helping. Looking around, you'd think that Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Sir? Are you alright? Oh, yes, sorry, just, watching Netflix, yeah. What? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy the meat, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Grr, I will overlook this, but just this once. I'm gonna go get a new haircut. Gods bless ye, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what the monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about it. Case closed. Hello again. We've been keeping a close eye on you ever since you left Gridania. You discharged your duty as envoy impeccably and never once faltered in the face of myriad dangers. But more importantly, you are as ready to help those in need, even if you didn't stand to earn a gil by doing so. You're possessed of all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. Of this, we are convinced. Even if you were kind of dragged into that business with the dodo meat. Oh, so this was your doing. Yes, thank you, Ida. And then there was the matter of your gift. I dare say you are curious as to the nature of the vision you bore witness to moments ago. Well, we can help you understand it. You have a password for Netflix? You're not the only one with that power, you know. We have a friend who has it too, and we'd love for you to meet her. And meeting her is only the beginning. We would also have you lend your strength to our cause. In return, we should be glad to assist your adventuring endeavors in whatever way we are able. Should you decide to take us up on our offer, and I sincerely hope you will, pray speak with Momodai. The proprietress of the Quicksand is a good friend of ours. She will tell you where to find us. Wait a minute. Wait, I haven't even told you the name of our order. We're the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, Defenders of Justice. Oh, but don't tell anyone. Except for Momode. She knows already. So you're the Secret Society. Protectors of the Realm. Alright. So let's go talk to Momode. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in the spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Because I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the women folk from time to time. Ah, Zelkan, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh off-the-carriage adventurer. By gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you've been hard at it with giants in the dark. You're every ilm the adventurer Mune said you'd be, Zelkan. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Edda. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. Yes? My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when... I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Avir, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are. You see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe he would have succeeded, had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the man you are, of all you've achieved, I find that I'm inspired, just as Avir once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask your name. It's Zelkan. Zelkan Kalani, I shan't forget. Thank you, Zelkan. I pray that we'll meet again. Fare you well. We'll meet again, I think. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. The time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be part of your lives. That goes double for yours, Alcan. Eh? What did you say? You want to know about the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest, then. Listen, Zalcan, the Scions aren't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. So you want to know more then, do you? Well, ain't that a surprise. I swear if I painted certain death on one door and limitless wealth on another, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first. And the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose on account of him being old, Olda. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust these Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you can. They're good people who have made it their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Of course, that ain't no small task, so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find the Scions, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay, out in western Thanalan. The place you're looking for is called the Waking Sands. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance and you'll be let in. You're a man in demand, Zalcan, and the days ahead promise to be busy, but I hope you won't forget about them as helped you make you into the adventurer you are. Drop in and tell them how you're faring from time to time, you hear? Right, well, I've said my piece. Off you go. Alright. So, we have now finished the first 3 dungeons, and we've been given the information to go off and join the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who are the Justice League of Eorzea. So I think that's probably a good spot to stop the adventure for today. Please do all the things. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and leave any comments or questions you have. I will get to them as soon as I can. And otherwise, I will see you in the next installment of our adventure, and I hope everybody has a great day.